Hey, what's up guys, my name is Chris, and this phone, the Samsung Galaxy S9, was released 2 months ago, and the dust has now settled from all the hype surrounding the unveiling of this device. I actually did a first impressions video of this phone after the announcement, but most of it was just about specs and information I got from watching the event online and information I got from reading blogs. Getting my hands on this device early enough for a review is never easy, first of all because of where I come from, the country I come from. The phones take time to get to me. So I kind of opt out of posting an immediate review. I use the device more, test it more, and give you sort of a revisited type of long-term review. And that's exactly what this video is, a Samsung Galaxy S9 review 2 months later. So at first glance, there are no big changes in the general aesthetics of the phone. It's still unapologetically a Samsung device, and by that I mean that all the good things that you'll probably like about Samsung are still here, probably slightly improved, and most of the things that you don't like about Samsung devices are probably still here. So it's just a Samsung device at the end of the day. And for me, one of the things I like about Samsung devices is their gorgeous design, and they started this a couple of years ago, going hard on the design and the looks of the phone, and this Galaxy S9 is no different. Actually, in this flagship, they did a better job at hiding the sensors at the top of the phone, and the whole thing just looks seamless all round. Especially the black one, I really like it. The top and bottom bezels have also shrunk significantly compared to the infinity display we had in Galaxy S8 last year. The fingerprint reader has also been moved to a more convenient position right below the dual cameras. Thanks Samsung. And also the fingerprint registration process has changed from tapping on the sensor multiple times in different angles to get your finger registered. Now it's just one swipe at the fingerprint reader, that's it, and your fingerprint is registered. The fingerprint readers have always been fast on Samsung devices, and this one is no exception. It's really fast. The rest of the phone is everything you probably expected. A Super AMOLED display between two extremely thin bezels, USB Type-C, a headphone jack, thank goodness, a glass back, so wireless charging is available if you're into that, fast charging with the charger that comes in the box, IP68 water and dust resistance is here. All the good stuff is here. I'm really glad this phone doesn't have a notch though. Instead of the notch, Samsung made the bezels extremely small, just enough to fit whatever they needed to fit there, and that's it. And then they made the whole thing straight. I really hate the notch. Like, why would you stretch the display all the way to the corners of the sides and then leave a cutout for the camera, the speaker, and probably a few sensors, then include an option in the software to turn off the notch when you need to watch videos and do stuff like that? Like, why is the notch even there in the first place? I don't get it. But before I start ranting, let's just say kudos to Samsung for resisting the notch and coming up with a more practical and better looking option, which is thin bezels. So this phone also has the glass back. It kind of feels like a different type of glass from the one in the iPhone. I don't really know what type of glass this is, but it's glass. So it will get fingerprints as soon as you get it out of the box. It will get scratches if you use it over time, over a long period of time, from putting it and taking out of your pocket or your purse. It will get scratches. It's glass. It will get scratches with time. No matter how good you are at taking care of phones, it will get scratches. So you might want to use a case on it. If you're not the type to use cases, think about a deep brown skin. Shifting gears to the most hyped feature of this flagship, the camera reimagined. So both the S9 and the S9 Plus have a 12 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization as their primary camera. The S9 has an additional 12 megapixel telephoto camera with 2x zoom and f2.4 aperture lens. So on the surface, this seems like your standard 2018 flagship cameras, but the plot twist here is variable aperture system. So the main camera on both these phones have an actual physical variable aperture. So the aperture changes between f2.4 and f1.5 depending on the lighting conditions at the time the photo is being taken. So f2.4 is a smaller aperture, the one you use in great lighting, probably natural light, for those sharp photos in daylight conditions. But when you move to darker areas or in low light conditions, the aperture changes to 1.5, which is wider and lets in more light, so that you're able to take those low light photos. And it changes automatically when the camera is in auto mode, but it can also change manually when the camera is in manual or pro mode. And the engineering behind this is very impressive, I have to say. You can actually see the aperture of the camera moving between f2.4 and f1.5. So here's f1.5 and here's f2.4. Jerry Rig Everything did a teardown of the S9, so you can check out his video. if you're really interested in the intricate details and the mechanics behind the variable aperture system. But for us consumers, what you're really interested in is the camera better? Does the variable aperture system help us take better photos? So there's an improvement in the Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus, a marginal improvement. The Galaxy S8 cameras are really good anyway, so there wasn't much to improve on. So the cameras are great in general, but the one problem I've always had with Samsung devices in the past is still the same problem I have with the Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus cameras: overexposure. Every photo I take with a Samsung device seems to be brighter than it needs to be, but all the other details are okay. The sharpness is okay, bokeh is okay, dynamic range is good, but when you have exposed photos and make them brighter than they need to be, you tend to mess around with the color reproduction and color accuracy, you mess around with white balance, and at the end of the day you end up with a very beautiful photo that looks different from what you are capturing. For me, that's a weakness in a camera. I feel like if Samsung will retain everything that's good about their camera at the moment and then add maybe iPhone 8 or iPhone 10's color accuracy into their camera, this will hands down be the best smartphone camera in the market right now. And now it's 2018 and we have variable aperture system. To be honest with you, I'm really trying to like this feature. I can't really see what it's bringing to the table. I've tried countless shots in low light conditions with both f2.4 and f1.5. I can't really see the difference. I don't know if there's something wrong with me, probably an issue with my unit, I don't know. But I'm not seeing any difference between f1.5 and f2.4 in actual low light photography. All I'm getting is the normal overexposed Samsung shots in low light, but I'm not seeing the difference between f1.5 and f2.4. So good photos require a good display to be able to look at and appreciate the photos you've taken. And in the display department, Samsung has been winning for me every year for the last 3 years, and 2018 is no exception. The display on the Samsung Galaxy S9 and the S9 Plus is top notch, without the notch though. But these are the best displays I've seen on any smartphone this year so far, and I don't see any other company coming close to what they've done in this phone. Maybe Samsung again on the Galaxy Note 9, maybe. But this thing is so colorful and vibrant and brilliant and bright. It's the Quad HD 2960 by 1440 display with 529 pixel density, 5.8 inches for Galaxy S9 and 6.2 inches for the S9 Plus. And then the Snapdragon 845 with the Adreno 630 that I mentioned in the first impressions video make this phone's experience really fast and very smooth. Never mind the very heavy and far from stock Android Samsung experience skin on top of Android 8.0. This thing is really fast and very smooth, something very close to stock Android. The battery life is also okay, 3000 mAh for S9 and 3500 mAh for S9 Plus. But to be completely honest with you, I really thought this Snapdragon processor will be more efficient and improve battery life even with the almost the same battery that we had in Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus. So that's kind of my only disappointment to this phone, together with the unremappable Bixby button. I don't know why it feels like Samsung is trying to push Bixby on us by putting a dedicated Bixby button that you cannot remap to something else, especially if you don't want to use Bixby. I don't know, but it's there on the left side of your phone and it's really starting to annoy me. But you can disable it in the settings so that when you press it doesn't go to Bixby, but you cannot remap it to something else. Seems like a waste of a button for those people who don't want to use Bixby, Samsung. So besides those few shortcomings, this is a great package. I know you're probably wondering whether it's worth your money or it's worth the upgrade from S8, or should you wait for S10 maybe later in the year, or Note 9 maybe also later in the year. All I can say is that for now, this is the best Samsung smartphone there is on the market. It's not the best smartphone on the market, it's the best Samsung device on the market. It's only 2 months old, so I don't really expect the prices to have dropped. But if you're thinking about buying a Samsung device, then this is the best Samsung phone there is out there on the market. Let me know what you think about this phone, about variable aperture, about the glass back, anything you want to tell me about this review and this phone in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. But until the next one, my name is Chris and thank you for watching.